Welcome back, guys, to Gaming with Korag. So we're here today starting a brand new Let's Play on the channel. We're playing Battle Brothers. For those of you who don't know what Battle Brothers is, it is a turn-based strategy game where you are put into the sandbox world and you are leading a mercenary company within this world. It's a turn-based game, and it's quite different than what we've normally done in the channel in the sense that it is not a Warhammer game. This is us just kind of, just playing another game in the genre of turn-based strategy games, one that's very near and dear to my heart, and I really wanted to showcase it now due to the fact that it has dropped a new DLC and possibly the last DLC for this game. The developers have stated that they are now moving on to a different project, and this has been given to all of us for free as an FLC, as a kind of like a thank you for all the years of support that we've given them during this game. This has been one of my favorite games that I have played for years. Now I'm not a pro or nothing at it, so don't think I'm a pro, but this is something I have really enjoyed casually playing for the last couple of years. And with the last DLC dropping, I would love to showcase it on the channel. With this new DLC, they have added 2 new starting company origins. They have started with the Oathtakers, which are knightly warriors beholden not to liege lords, but to the ideas and teachings of their founder. Young Anselm, the order now finds itself in dire straits, and they've turned to you to reverse their fortunes. Can you teach these zealots to become successful mercenaries? And then the other one is the Anatomists. They are fueled by an unquestionable thirst for knowledge. The Anatomists have spent years dissecting the exotic and the alien, with social mores dogging their research. However, they've turned to you to form a mercenary company and provide them a new source of fresh specimens. So these guys start with 3 men and high funds. They're researchers, so they actually research the corpses of your fallen foes and gain knowledge to empower your men. And they are not fighters. Your men will never be of confident morale. This is not what we're gonna do. I love the idea of playing paladins, actually, is what I am looking to start this Let's Play, and our mercenary band shall be. The paladins start with 2 battle-hardened warriors and good equipment, and then we are sworn to young Anselm's teachings. So you must take oaths that confer various advantages and disadvantages until fulfilled. So this is who I decided I would love to be able to play and showcase along with all of y'all. Now that this has released, and let us go ahead and jump in. The company name, I think a very fitting one, is the Brotherhood. So we are the Brotherhood is the name of it, and we're gonna go with the new banner that just came out with this DLC. In honor of it, we're gonna go ahead and go with this. I thought about what late game crisis this we're gonna go with. Is the Holy War. Seems very fitting that we will lead our order of paladins in the late game scenario of the Holy War. This Let's Play will probably just continue up to we defeat this late game crisis, and then depending on the feedback from you guys, the community, if you guys want to keep us going or not, or maybe even continue this on the channel, just depending on how well it does will determine how long we continue this, whether we go past the Holy War or maybe we end it and start a different Battle Brother campaign. So it's definitely dependent on all of y'all. So let us go. Now for this game is hard. For those of you who haven't played it, right here, read this. Battle Brothers is a challenging game. Losses and comebacks are part of the gameplay. It's recommended that you start with beginner difficulty and the tutorial origin. Well, I have the basics of the game down, so I don't need to do the tutorial or anything like that. But this is definitely a very challenging game throughout the entire, from early game into the post game. So because of that, and I want this to be enjoyable to all of y'all. I don't want you guys to just see me constantly having to save scum or restart because I'm just not getting anywhere. Like I said, I am not a professional Battle Brother player. I don't know every ins and outs and every build and how to do it. I am a very casual Battle Brothers player. Just let's get that straight. So because of that, I'm going to do most of these difficulty settings on beginner. The starting funds, high, beginner economy, let's see, your men gain experience slightly faster, retreating for battle. I think, I think we might do, but let's just do beginner for everything on high. If it becomes something, I would rather start off easy and get into it, and then if it gets way too easy, like we're just really crushing through, we're not losing people, combat is just a breeze, this one, combat difficulty, I would go up to veteran, is what we're gonna do. And then here's how I have decided to play out this campaign in order to make the game more challenging, since we are playing on these beginning things, is I'm actually going to restrict myself to who we can recruit in our company. Being a holy order of paladins, not just anybody can walk with us, for there are many wolves in sheep's clothing. Only the most devout, zealots, only the faithful, those who can understand the teachings and the ways of young handsome, those of pure heart and pure mind, of religious fervor, shall join the Brotherhood. And as such, we will only be recruiting monks, flagellants. I will allow students, because even the students, through their fervor of knowledge, can be swayed to the understandings and teachings. Their minds can be molded, shaped, and formed to be of the faithful and believers. So we will do students. Witch Hunters is probably going to be our only option for range. Definitely be able to hire more Oathtakers. So we are restricting ourselves on who we can recruit. I do think that we will not turn a blind eye to those in need. And we will allow ourselves the pauper, the beggar, and the crippled. So in them, the faith may shine brightest. Let them be an example. For if the crippled can do such feats, in the name of Ansem, what is stopping you? So that's kind of like my thought on justifying being able to also recruit beggars and cripples, because the fact is, as we are playing this campaign, we are going to need those units that are the martyrs for the company. And who better to be the martyr of our order than the lame, than the pauper. So that is what we're thinking. This game is randomly generated when it comes to the map seed. So this is going to be the map seed. I'm going to go ahead and just let that go on. I do also think it would be awesome. Yeah, let's actually do this unexplored map. So what this is you're going to start off at the starting town, and the whole world is open for us to explore. I think that would be another thing, since we are doing these beginners things, to just add another level of difficulty. That way the game is not just so easy for us. So let us go ahead and start. Alrighty then. You knew the game well, and like any good game, you got burned out on the rules and on the rule setters. Oaths for this, oaths for that. All you knew is you never got to hold young Anselm's skull, and last you saw, some Oathbringer had stolen off with the lad's preeminent jaw. Leaving the Oathtakers was the best decision you ever made, if only to preserve what little sanity you had left. Unfortunately, the faithful have a strong nose for the apostate scent. When you opened the door this morning, it was like looking at two piles of shite some prankster kid had left you. Wenzel, the virtuous, and Boltoff in the flesh. The former, an older man who simply never shook his beliefs, and the latter, a talented squire who reminds you of yourself. No doubt, the more mawkish talker. It was the younger lad who made his plea. The Oathtakers need a man familiar with the land to help them around, completing quests and oaths. You shut the door only to find the older man's foot in it. He held up a pile of gold, and your nose must have wrinkled or wiggled, because both men lit up. Now, you're only going along because times are tough, and because mercenary work, even under the guise of religious duty, can make some outstanding coin. And if someone is willing to bankroll you into such an opulent task, then so be it. There is only one condition. You would take the oath of captaincy, which means all the battling and all rough-roading will be done by others. Without pause, the Oathtakers agree, and then they show you young Anselm's skull. You've lost touch with the organization, but seeing that lad's dumb dome still brings a stir in your heart. Boltoff nods. For gold, glory, and young Anselm. So let us set off now with our two Oathtakers. We have taken the role and the religious duty to lead the Brotherhood, to start a new order of paladins in these lands, to go forth and spread the teachings and gospel, to crusade in the holy name and bring the fire of Anselm to the hearts of those around. So let us go ahead, guys. Let's take a look at our guys. We have Wenzel, the virtuous. He starts off with a battle standard. This is our standard of the Brotherhood. Now, he also has young Anselm's skull with the missing jaw right here. We have the heavy mail code, the mail short. He's starting off, he's got really crappy range defense. He has some pretty decent resolve, decent melee skill, and the standard works as a two-handed weapon. He's also fat, which sucks. He started off with this trait, so he has plus 10 hit points but minus 10 fatigue. It sucks in the fact that fatigue is something he's really gonna need, especially bearing a two-handed weapon. He does come at level 3, so let's go ahead and dump some skill points into him. Let's get his resolve up some more. Let's actually work. Yeah, let's try to get this negative out of his range defense a little bit. Oh, actually, he'll cancel. I'm trying to think. Like I said, guys, I am not a professional when it comes to building these guys. Let's give him a plus 3. Here, take this plus 5. I think he'd taken this plus 5 initiative having him go force that way, because eventually this guy's gonna operate as like a sergeant. I mean, he'll get a rally the troops ability and stuff like that, so we want him to go force. Plus, if he has a really high initiative, we also can get dodge on him, which will help with his melee defense and range defense. So let's go ahead and get that +5 there as well. His perks, I like going and getting student just because it gives us that 20% extra experience gain for the bat, and then we pretty much get a free poke point at the end of the level. So it just gives us time to kind of like figure out what we want to do with each of our brothers as they level up and as they go through the ranks of this company. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let's get another level up. Let's get this other +5 here. Let's actually get this, take advantage of this +4 to his fatigue. Increase that. Let's also get this that way, because we want to increase his melee skill just so that he can actually hit people. So, and then let's go ahead and get Fortified Mind, which is actually going to increase his resolve by 25%. We want to make this man the unbreakable, the truest and the faithful. He shall stand firm in the face of the enemies. So yeah, dude, you see that jumped it all the way up to 85 resolve right off the bat. So that is a hardy brother right there, who will not be swayed by the unjust. So our other brother, we have Boltop. He starts out in really decent, like this is amazing armor. Honestly, like this is like close to the, you know, late game. This is just before getting lane weapons and stuff in there. So we're gonna go ahead and have that. Let's actually, so this is actually the lineup too. The way your brothers are positioned here, for those of you who haven't played the game, this is gonna determine when you pop into battle and stuff like that, where they're starting out at. So let's go ahead and do that, and then let's get to moving. That as Physic Tiefenmark. Alrighty then, so this is our town screen. They have a taxidermist here. This is where there's gonna be all these like cool like fantasy creatures like werewolves and spiders and a big ass kraken. Like there's all these different creatures, and they'll drop like loot, like you'll skin them alive, or you'll get like certain things from them, and you can take them here and turn them into trophies or craft them into other items of use throughout your campaign. We have a temple where we could take our brothers here when they get wounded in battle. A tavern operates like you could buy, you know, a round of beer for your boys and increase their party morale that way. Or you could pay to hear some rumors that might tell you of a faraway location or a land, or prompt a quest from acting up. We have our basic marketplace. This is where we're gonna buy food. As you can see, we have provisions, we have a daily wage, we have tools to repair our shields and armor, because it is persistent damage in this game. You know what I mean? So we're gonna need our tools to be able to repair our armor after combat. We have medicinal supplies to heal our troops, as well as even ammunition. We have to keep track of the number of arrows or javelins or crossbow bolts that we use throughout our campaign. Oh wow, this is actually pretty good armor right there to be sitting there. I might actually get that. So let us go ahead and starting off. Let's actually take a look at the contracts that we have available. A dog is snoring at the feet of Ingolf the steward. He leans forward to gently pat the hound behind its ears. I hear you have a nose for finding people, sellsword, for solving problems. You nod, it is true after all. Good, good. I have a task for you, a simple one. Something of great value to me has been stolen. My crystal skull. I need you to track down those who stole it. Kill them, obviously, and then bring back the item. What's this worth to you? He opens the palm of his hands. I'm tight on crowns, so before you ask, this is all I have right now. You are to receive 60 crowns in advance, and another 250 when the job is done. So we're going to go ahead and accept the offer. Once we get a more renowned and we're a much more famous company, we'll be able to really kind of push for, we need to be paid more for this, or push for, I want more money in advance, or we need more payment once the work is done. You know what I mean? Kind of negotiate the price of these contracts, but since we are just starting out, we just need to take what is offered. So we accept this contract. A tip for anybody who has not played this before, if you want to check, see how there was multiple contracts here at this town, it's always a good idea to say, I'll need some time to think about this. There's absolutely no negative repercussions. Like, it literally takes you out of here, and you're able to go in now and see what each contract is in the settlement. And also, there is no negative impact. Say that there's not a single contract that tickles your fancy. You could leave the settlement altogether and go exploring or go to the next city. This is always a pro tip. Always hit, I'll need some time to think about it. Just because you're not really sure what you need to do, what is all available for you, and it's just always a great way to keeping your options open. And to just, we accept the contract, all I gotta do is just go back to this screen. You can do this as many times as you need and continue to say that, and it doesn't hurt your relations with them. So let's go ahead and just take a look at these other two contracts, but most likely, I'm filling the crystal skull. Oswald the Wisest crosses his arms and pushes his lips. Ordinarily, I wouldn't ask some sell swords to guard a caravan, but my usual crew is a little out of it. Sickness, drunkenness, licentiousness. I think you get it. What's important is that I have important cargo going to Heldenborg, about a day to the southwest. I need someone watching it. Are you interested? Let's talk money. He gesticulates with his hands, pointing at his fingers as if counting something, but it means nothing to you. Judging from experience, this is a good payment for the task. It's 60 crowns in advance and another 230 when the job is done. So, again, we can negotiate if we were higher, but we're just going to accept this. They want us to escort a caravan to Heldenborg. It's only a day, and provisions are provided, so we're not going to be dipping into all food sources and supplies to get there as we are traveling. Again, we'll need some time to think about it. Let's take a look at this last one. Oswald the Wise pours himself a drink, stares at the cup, and pours himself some more. He seems to drain it in one gulp before belching his news. Brigands killed Ansem and his whole family. Can you believe that? I know you don't know who they are, but they were a well-liked family in these parts. I'm sure you can already imagine, but I want these brigands done with. I spent half my men just finding their camp. Now I'm ready to spend some of my crowns for you to go kill them. Are you interested? How many crowns are we talking about? He nods. Yes, good. I was thinking about payment for your task earlier. You'll get 90 crowns in advance and another 350 when the job is done. We'll definitely accept his offer. He wants us to drive off brigands to avenge the murder of young Ansem and his family. This speaks accord with our souls, for it was Ansem himself who led our flock to the true light and the way of our oath and our traditions today. Our teachings come from a man named Ansem, and it makes sense if not to protect his namesake. So, gonna need some time to think about this. Let's go ahead, and I think I was filling the crystal skull. Well, let's go ahead and track down the crystal skull to begin with. It's a slightly less pay, meaning hopefully maybe it won't be as difficult as the one, whereas the other one is held up in a camp and we'll definitely go face them off. So let us first track down and return the crystal skull, for we know a thing or two about carrying and treating of skulls now, don't we? So let us accept this contract. It locks out, you can only have one contract accepted at a time. So that's why it's always important to tell them, I'll think about this later and really decide, because it is a critical decision you are making. Let's go ahead, before we go out, let us see what brothers are available. What's of the faithful? There's actually a witch hunter here. Wait, we can't afford them yet. It's 1310 and that's going to take all of our crowns, and they're actually rather costly. I actually really wish we could get them, but witch hunter right off the bat would be great. And then there was also a flagellant. So like I said, I am restricting myself, so I don't want to get retired soldiers, butchers, retired soldiers, caravan hands, and these brawlers. I'm gonna restrict myself to not getting them. Let our brotherhood be the example of holy purity, and as such we must restrict ourselves from those of less and little faith. So we cannot allow impurities within our brotherhood and our order, for we bear the skull of Ansem, for we are those of the faith. So flagellants, flagellants have a high resolve in what they do and a high tolerance for pain, but their work has often left their bodies scarred for life. Some say the gods speak to us, and if true, they definitely spoke to Eberich. Now that war has returned to the land, the gods' devotee wish to find out why, through prayer and corporeal means. So enamored with the word of the gods, it's not much of a surprise that the pilgrim sees the real one filled with enemies. Let us take on the flagellant, a brother in the faith, to our company. As you can see, just buying him alone means we cannot afford Sigbard, which is fine for now. We'll work towards getting one of these, because we definitely need a ranged person. We might have one of these other brothers that they have, like him, he has a 42 range skill, so if need be, he might have to be a ranger. Let's see, he has plus 10 initiative. He's also fragile, which sucks. What's up with all our people having these negative traits off the bat? He does come with a flail, which is super useful. Let us buy some equipment for him. I'm actually thinking about getting this padded leather, because as you see, for like 129 you only get a 51. This armor gets up to 80, and that would be some really decent protection right off the bat. Like for 200 gold we can actually get like decent armor right off the bat. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend the resources on that, just to increase the survivability of our new brother. He actually comes with a wooden flail, which I want to keep these flagellants with flails. They're a really great weapon with the slash ability, being able to, has 100% chance to hit the head. Like, yes. So let us go. Let's get our brothers in position, and let us see if the three of us can go forth and take on these brigands. So these are our oaths. Some oathtakers takes to silence, others to songs and ballads. You yourself stand in much quiet, though the noise of the Brotherhood's doings murmur from the campgrounds. If you are to seek out young Ansem's guidance, then surely he needs to know that you don't come alone. As you start to think the Oathtaker is not going to show up, a thought flashes across your mind. The purpose and the mission of the Brotherhood is now clearer than ever. In an instant, young Ansem's auguries come to your mind, and you know that the company shall undertake but one oath. So let us see what oaths are before us. It is the oath of wrath. There is no arrow in battle more fatal than meekness. Let us take an oath of wrath and show our foes what it truly means to be laid low. So all these oaths are going to give you a boon, but also a burden to it. So this one is your men have a 15% chance to hit when using two-handed or double grip melee weapons, and their attacks will always cause fatalities if able. Your renown will increase, which means higher pay for contracts, potentially unlocking new types of contracts, and we actually gain extra renown for slaying your foes. Our burden though is that our men will have a -5 melee defense and a -10 range defense. So that's actually a big thing. We are in such a holy righteous fury that we charge into battle, gripping our swords and our weapons, you know, and swinging them careless. We land on mark, for the guidance of the lights is pure, and we see the foes clearly now. And at that, we are also putting ourselves at risk to hit. The other two oaths we have is the oath of sacrifice. And if all is within the realm of the old gods, gifts, then pain itself shall be their bitterest fruit. But an offering it is nonetheless. And so our battle against pain is one of great selfishness, absized from the healer's men, and equally so from the merchant's lend, young and some. So our boon is none of your men take any crowns as wage, which is actually a huge deal. I mean, there is no upkeep cost, there is no daily wage while this boon is active. Your renown will increase. We gain extra renown for suffering no more than 8 combat injuries during this oath. But our burden is our men do not heal from injuries. Injuries are afflictions that can take place in the battlefield as all men are taking damage. Certain weapons have certain chances to cause like a bleeding, so like a gash in the arm, or a blunt weapon may crack your ribs or crack your skull open, which then would be negative modifiers on our things, on our characters, until they are mended and healed. So this is actually a very, it's a good one, the fact that you're not paying no range, but it is also very scary to do as well, because your men are not healing from injuries. So you definitely have to be very careful during this time. And then arrogance is an insidious killer. Let's take an oath of humility and reflect on our shortcomings for a time. So this is the oath of humility. As you are indeed men in pursuit of power, always listen to the weak. For the weak know the strong better than you do, and in turn they shall know you better than you know yourself. Young Ansem, our oath boon is your men gain 10% more experience. Your renown, of course, will increase, and you gain extra renown for completing contracts. But the burden is, you earn 25% fewer crowns from contracts. So you also have to be careful with this one as well, just for the money aspect. We're actually going to go ahead and start with the oath of humility. I believe gaining that extra 10% experience on our people will be very beneficial, as well as right now in the early game, contracts should be very easy. We're going to be able to just bang them out and hopefully get the renown that we need and get it. Yes, we are taking a hit to our pockets right now, but since our company is not so very large and we are just starting out, the cost of upkeep for the mercenary band for the Brotherhood should not be so high. We'll loosen a few crowns to our pay, should not be so bad, for we walk in faith. So let us go ahead and do the oath of humility. Let us, to the east. There we go. Let us find the tracks and hunt down these bandits, these thieves who dare to take the crystal skull. Oh, that one Nekezo actually would be easy to get. Let's see if we can get these beasts. We're gonna go ahead and do a little detail real quick because I don't want to pass up the opportunity for some good renown. Come on now, how fast is this man? There we go, he caught up to it. Yeah, definitely take that easy engagement. Yeah, there really is only one, so we're gonna sit back, let them come to us. Ooh, it is a powerful one. Let's go. She gonna go ahead and charge it with him. Line this guy up right behind him, and then once this guy moves in, let's wait. There we go. It's like she put up our shield for now. Move him over here. There we go. Try to bump him on his head. As you see, these guys actually don't have much armor. They are scary. As you see, they're not actually taking much damage, but since we did start with some decent loot, we are able to kill him before he lands too much damage. Let's check a loot. Oh, I was hoping we'll actually get some good loot from it. Get some early trinkets, but there's some nice renown. Not renown, but some experience for our brothers. As you can see, that was almost enough to go ahead and level up our brothers. So let us get back to the task at hand and find the bandits and the thieves of the Crystal Skull. We'll have to move in closer to find the tracks. I'm pretty sure they were through these mountains. Uh-oh. Let's see. I really wish we had got something from these. Alright, let's stop back here. Where are the tracks of these thieves? I'm pretty sure they were like on the way, like we were headed there. They go to these woods. May have fucked up chasing that Nekezo. That demon, that beast. A religious fervor led us astray. But we shall not lose faith and lose sight of the task at hand. Oh, here we go. Oh no! Oh, we actually lost the contract. The tracks of the Crystal Skull's thieves have gone dry. The last set of footprints you followed took you to a homestead, and they didn't look like the thieving saw, nor did they know of any such fellows. Ingolf the Steward won't be happy about the loss of his goods, but there's little you could do here now. Damn this contract. Yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure we just lost the contract because of this. Check. Yeah, Cole, yeah, he's mad now. We just lost our contract. Well, this is a great way for the Brotherhood to start. As such, it is rightfully so that we took the oath of humility. Losing that out. Yeah, we really did. And we ran out of provision too. Well, damn, guys. Let's go ahead and buy some food. And let us then go after, drive off the brigands at the ruins of Oakbane. Luckily, it didn't affect our payment for these guys since we've already negotiated the payment. Because since the relations actually went down with this town, it does affect our overall payment for the jobs that we do within this town. So let us go ahead and accept this contract, guys. And I'm actually going to go ahead and end the episode here. So thank you for joining me here on Gaming with Korag as we do our very first Battle Brothers Let's Play on the channel. Definitely, if you guys are liking this content, hit that like button and subscribe. And leave a comment down below what you think we should do. What do you think of the start of this? I know we have bumbled already with the first contract actually failing it due to the fact that we allowed our sights to be distracted by the sight of a demon, of an evil entity, and we chased it through the mountains until we finally came upon it and slew it, while at the same time the thieves got away. Ansem's light shall continue to shine and guide us as we walk in humility. Thank you again, guys, for joining me here. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye for now.